Okay, let's talk on portfolios templates. I know that you also want this. Yes, yes, I know. You're so right. So there's no workaround in Asana for this. Like very surprisingly, I don't know why they haven't created yet kind of a template for portfolios. We have templates for projects, which can now we connect automatically with our portfolios, which saves a lot of time. I know. And we have template tasks. I have a love and hate relationship with template tasks because we have them in a specific project. If we create a template project and then we have template tasks, we can make use of them, but then we cannot, like we will need to use the multi-home feature to send a template task to another project that we don't have it there initially. That's a topic for another time. We can talk on that also today if you want, the workaround that I have created for a few clients on that case. But let's answer this question related to portfolios templates. And I wanted to show you something here. You know, I document everything. So I've been documenting on this topic, portfolio template, and I wanted to show you where it all started. For me, it started from the moment that Asana released portfolios, but then I started to track this topic in the Asana forum blog, which is really useful. I highly recommend for you to go to the Asana forum page and subscribe for the topics that you want to keep track of, especially if there's no like a feature that fits your needs. So you can track on that, or you can also request that product feature to Asana. Remember, I don't work in Asana. I always have to clarify this. Sometimes people tell me, oh, but you work in Asana, you can do this. I'm like, no, I don't. I wish that's my dream company, but no, I don't work there yet. So let's talk on this topic. Let's talk on portfolios template. I read this like by chance because I didn't thought of going there and asking for this feature. I was focused on other things, but then I read it. I said, yes, we need this feature. I'm doing the workaround and I create kind of templates for the clients and I create the guides and I document everything for the clients to know how to do it. But there should be a way for Asana to do it. So you're going to learn two things right now. You're going to learn how you can do it, and then you're going to learn how I document it while I'm doing it with ScribeHow, which if you follow me, you know is a tool that I am enjoying so much because it saves me so much time and it allows me this. It allows me to create something and document what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Okay, so and it's free. It has a paid version, but it's free. And in the free version, you have unlimited um, guides. They call them guides that you can create, and then pages where you can summarize some guides. You might be familiar with that if you have seen my guides and my pages shared on the Facebook group or the LinkedIn group. If not, go back there and see the one that I shared just recently this week on the updates for one of the few updates of Asana with Google Drive. So let's go back to this topic. Portfolio templates. I will say template because it's not yet a feature. I have to highlight that. So I kindly replied to this person because I do like I hear you, I understand you. We all need this. So let's recap. I've been wanting this feature. We all been wanting this feature in Asana. There's no solution, but I'm going to teach you this. I cannot show you the documentation that I have for my past clients. You know, we create with clients and DA, so I cannot show you, but I can give you, I can bring that um, as a use case. So I'm going to show you how to do it with this use case for a company that works on instructional design. That means that they create content or, well, not content, programs for their clients. Each client is going to go to them. I need to launch this program with all these courses and all of this. So one thing they need is a portfolio per client. Apart from their own portfolios, internal portfolios for workload, capacity, and all of that, they need a portfolio per client. And especially when they have similar topics, sometimes the clients will tell them, no, you don't have to start this one from scratch. We can use the one that you created for us, but we need it updated. So there's a lot of work that happens behind the scenes, and there's a lot of things they need to track. So we have to create a master portfolio, which only happens once, with all the list of all the projects for all the programs they create. So the programs are going to be the projects in that master portfolio, and then a portfolio per clients. And every time they have a new client, there's a new portfolio they need to create with all the same, like, that's why they need a template, a portfolio template, so that every time they have a new client, it's easy for them to create it. So let's walk you through how we did it for this client. We went to portfolios, we create a new portfolio, and then I just have to say, this is a template. Again, portfolios doesn't have a way to save templates, so we have to indicate it's a template. For this, like, this is my demo space, so it will be all public, doesn't matter. If you just know that if you have external people that you don't want them to have access to that kind of information, then make sure to create your portfolios privately if you don't want them to have access by mistake to any of this. But just for this example, I'm going to do it public. And then what we are going to do, and I forgot to, let's do it again. So I told you I was going to teach you. I already have it documented, so that's why I didn't do it. So I'm going to sign in to Scribe. I don't know if it's pronounced Scribe. I haven't really thought of that. But let's do it again. So I just open Scribe here. It's going to ask you to sign in, and I'll start recording. So let's do it again. It was just one step. I'm sorry for that. There we go. So you're going to see this here. So a difference to, just a side note, a difference to Loom. In Loom, and we cannot have Loom and Zoom at the same time, you all know that. But a difference to Loom, in Loom, you need to talk what you're doing. Here, this tool is going to capture the actions you do. So the clicks that you do, or when you are typing, things like that, which is, I like it more, and it's easier to update it, because if there's just one step you need to do, you just go back there and you re-record just that step. Difference to Loom. Loom, I know that you can trim videos and do it, but then you have to go all over again the entire video and see the specific area that you need to edit. So that's why I'm choosing better ScribeHow rather than Loom for documentation of the processes. So let's go back here. We're recording. So you will go to portfolios, hit on new portfolio, click, and then we will say this is a template. And this one will be for our clients, client portfolio, or however you want to name this portfolio. I'm just doing a quick example for this use case. Let's just remember it's an instructional design company for the ones that are joining right now. So we create a portfolio, and now we're going to do, I'm going to click here to see only the portfolio screen. So now what we're going to do here is to do the settings that we need for the portfolio. So they have their master portfolio with where they have all the projects for all the different content that they create. But this one is for them to track what do we have for our clients. So by default, you're going to have status, progress, date, priority, and owner. Something here I always remove priority. I don't use priority on portfolios, and not either this one. I don't use high, medium, low priority. If you have worked with me, you know already this. I create it for clients when they ask me, but for me, it's either a priority or it's not. It's not that something is high, medium, and low. We set dates on projects and portfolios, and then we set a priority when there's a need to set a priority. When something is a high priority, we will indicate it, and there's like an entire decision process before deciding if something and how we decide if something is going to be a high priority. So I always remove, like this is the first step that I will do, I will remove the high priority to avoid confusion. We leave the owner, we leave the dates, the progress, and the status, which is useful. And then we say, okay, what else do we have here? So let's remember it's an instructional designer company. They need to track all the different programs they are building for their clients. And the programs in this case, so every program will have a project where they will work on everything for the program they are building. And each program will be at a different stage. So we can create a stage field, which highly probable is going to be also reflected in the master portfolio they have. So let's create here the stage field. Okay, so we can say not started. Then we can say here, okay, so just to write it very quickly, not started, outline, script, filming, editing, quality control, pending for client approval, and launch. I just have to go back and read the status that I have created for this specific case. So these are the stages that this client, which is an instructional designer, uses for the stages of the work for the client. So we want to have this one. And if you, and just because I remember they have stages for their client projects and they have other stage field. So I will say client stage, project stage. Okay. I will not use colors, and this is something that we can talk later on. Yeah, you're asking what I don't use colors. So yeah, let me answer that as I'm removing the colors. So I don't use colors for all the fields, just a few ones, mainly because it creates distraction. If you have, let's just imagine you have 5 custom fields with different colors. So how do you understand what is related to what? So you're going to see me use in a few cases like icons or emojis as they're called, okay, for specific cases, and then colors for the ones that I do want to track. So probably for the project stage, I will not use colors, but for any internal one, I will when it's related to an approval process. So we use like the one that is green, yellow, and red. So we understand that. We know that if it's red, it's something that it hasn't been approved. If it's in yellow, it's pending for approval, or there might be changes that has been requested. Or if it's green, that means green light, that means that it's approved, that you can continue with the rest of the workflow. So in that case, we do use colors. So going back to this, I just move it here to the top because as we have projects, and I'm just going to do this one, program A, then program B, and then program C. Then the client can say, this is not started, this is in a script, and this is in quality control. I will sort it by status. Don't mind about, by stage. Don't mind about the projects that I created randomly. It was just to see how it looks. So I created in this way so that I save it. Okay, this is how your template portfolio should look like. You're going to have it sort by client project stage. Remember to save this layout as default. This is how you're going to see your projects. You're going to see the project stage, then you're going to see the status, the task progress, the date, and the owner. If you need any other custom fields, then you can also add them here, whether you have them in your library or you have them here from that you have to create it again. So this was just a very simple example from that portfolio. It was a more complex. I just took a look. That's why I needed to pause, sharing my screen with you so that I can go back and remember. That's when I created almost 2 years ago. So it was more complex. It has other custom fields, but for you to see, this is what I will do. I will create a fake template portfolio with fake projects so that whenever anyone is going to create it knows that this is how you need to create your portfolios for the new client, okay? Because that client is going to have X amount of programs inside their portfolio, okay? So once I finish documenting everything, I will stop here. I will say complete recording for ScribeHow. So you're going to have, I need to obviously, once you, bonus point, once you finish recording all the steps, you need to just clean it up a little bit. But even though you spend just a couple of minutes doing the cleanup of the guide, because as you see, it's going to capture all the steps that you have taken. So you just, sometimes you click 2 times in the same place. So it takes obviously the 2 captures of the screen or anything. So you just clean those up and there you have the documentation of your guide. You change the name, you add a description if you need to, or additional, if you miss a step, you can add those here. This is where I was referring that I like more this tool than Loom for process documentation because of that. Sometimes it's just one step that changes because now Asana has a new improvement on their on the product, on how we use it. So you can just delete that step and then record the new step, and that will not affect the rest of the steps. Now the rest will follow as it is. Okay, so I will edit it after today's call. I will not do it right now, and then I will share it with you also with this recording. So just to answer your questions, yes, this is what I will do because unfortunately, Asana, hopefully they will get to see this. They don't have template portfolios, and we need template portfolios. So regardless of the industry that you work, I see that you are in construction. So yes, you can also do this for your projects. Let's say that you have another template portfolio that I have created for real estate. So not real estate itself, it was more property management. They needed to manage certain, like they have properties in different cities, so they will have and sometimes they will incorporate new cities to their portfolio. So they need to have a template for the portfolio for the city, and then they need to have a template for the portfolio for the property, because the property will have all these tenants that they will be managing, and every tenant is a project. So they also need a template for the properties. So this has been the workaround that I do with them. I create a template with, okay, what do we need to track in this template? From that, we will create the custom fields. We will do all the settings. We will save it as the layout as default. And then we will just keep it in this way, document everything, and then share the guide with the owners, with who is going to be the owner of the portfolios. Because we documented with ScribeHow, that creates a link that we can share. So actually in the task where like in the process, they will have a task apart from creating the project to create the portfolio. So you create your project and then you create your portfolio, and they will have the how to do it. Okay, so obviously that was months ago. Now you can have your template projects to go directly to portfolios. So we needed to change those steps in the documentation. So now what you need to do, create your template portfolio, document it, and then once you use your template, you just have to make sure that you change it to send them to this new portfolio you're going to send. So any questions on this? Any other questions? No? No? Perfect. Yes, I will send you this Scribe How guide. I know, yeah, you read the one that I share on Google Drive. So yeah, enjoy it. Let me know if you have any questions on this. Let's go to the next one. Okay, great.